The $5,000 mistake. I found a receipt for a $5,000 Tiffany bracelet 3 days before Valentine's Day. I was so excited. My husband had never spent that much on me before. But on February 14th, he handed me $20 gas station roses and CVS chocolates. Where was my bracelet? The answer destroyed my 10-year marriage, ended a woman's career, and taught me that some gifts are never meant for the wife. This is how I caught him, and this is how I made him pay. My name is Nicole Anderson, and this is the story of how a credit card statement destroyed my 10-year marriage and exposed the man I thought I knew. They say money can't buy happiness, but apparently it can buy a $5,000 bracelet for your mistress while your wife gets gas station flowers. Let me take you back to February 11th, 2024, 3 days before Valentine's Day. I was paying bills, nothing unusual. I always handled our finances because Tom, my husband, hated dealing with numbers. He was a marketing executive at a tech startup in Austin, Texas. I was a 4th grade teacher at Westlake Elementary. We'd been married for 10 years, together for 13. High school sweethearts. We bought our first house at 25. We talked about starting a family soon. I trusted him completely. That trust shattered in the time it takes to read a single line on a credit card statement. Tiffany & Company, Austin, Texas, $5,247.89. February 8th, 2024. I stared at the number, read it again, and again, $5,000. At Tiffany, my first thought was excitement. Tom had never spent that much on a gift before. What could it be? A necklace? Earrings? Maybe even an upgrade to my engagement ring? Valentine's Day was in 3 days. This had to be for me. I felt guilty for spoiling the surprise, but also thrilled. After 10 years of marriage, the romance was still alive. I decided not to mention it. I'd act completely surprised when he gave it to me. While I was dreaming about my Valentine's gift, Christine Parker was trying on that exact bracelet in her apartment. Christine was 28 years old. She'd been working in Tom's marketing department for 8 months. She was ambitious, beautiful, and according to what I'd later discover, completely aware that Tom was married. She didn't care. That evening, February 11th, while I was cooking dinner for Tom, he was texting Christine. "Can't wait to see you wear it on Thursday. You're going to look incredible." Christine responded, "I wish we didn't have to hide. I wish I could post pictures and show everyone." Tom replied, "Soon, baby, I promise. I'm working on telling Nicole. Just need the right moment." But there would never be a right moment, because Tom was a coward who wanted to have his cake and eat it too. While I set the table, imagining my Valentine's surprise, Christine was taking selfies with the bracelet, planning her outfit for their secret Valentine's date. 2 women, 1 bracelet. Only one of us knew the truth. February 14th arrived. I woke up early, did my makeup carefully, wore the red dress Tom always loved. I made his favorite breakfast, Belgian waffles with strawberries and whipped cream. "Happy Valentine's Day, beautiful," Tom said, kissing my cheek as he sat down. "Happy Valentine's Day," I replied, practically vibrating with anticipation. After breakfast, Tom reached into his briefcase. "I got you something." This was it, the $5,000 surprise. He handed me a bouquet of roses, grocery store roses. I could see the price sticker still stuck to the plastic wrap, $19.99. "And this," he added, handing me a heart-shaped box of chocolates. Russell Stover, the kind you buy at CVS. I stared at the gifts. My smile felt frozen on my face. "Do you like them?" Tom asked, looking uncertain. "They're lovely," I managed to say. "Thank you." But inside, I was screaming. Where was the Tiffany gift? Where was the $5,000 bracelet or necklace? Maybe he was saving it for dinner. We had reservations at Uchi, our favorite sushi restaurant. At exactly 2 p.m. that afternoon, while I was teaching my 4th graders about fractions, Tom left work early. He drove to the Four Seasons Hotel downtown, room 812. He'd booked it a week earlier, under his company name. Christine arrived 15 minutes later. She wore a black dress that cost more than my monthly teacher's salary, and on her wrist, gleaming under the hotel room lights, was the platinum Tiffany bracelet. "It's perfect," she said, showing it off to Tom. "I've never owned anything this beautiful." "You deserve it," Tom said, pulling her close. "You deserve everything." They ordered room service, champagne, oysters, strawberries, and chocolate, the Valentine's Day package. While I was erasing my classroom whiteboard, planning what I'd wear to our dinner that night, my husband was toasting to new beginnings with another woman. "When are you going to tell her?" Christine asked between sips of champagne. "Soon," Tom promised. "I just need to figure out the right approach." Nicole's. Fragile? I don't want to hurt her more than necessary. Christine frowned. You've been saying that for months. I know, baby. I know. But I promise you, by spring, I'll have filed for divorce. Then we can be together openly. No more hiding. Christine seemed satisfied with that answer. She kissed him, the bracelet catching the light as she wrapped her arms around his neck. They spent 3 hours in that hotel room. Meanwhile, I went home from school, freshened my makeup, and put on perfume for our dinner date. Dinner came and went. No Tiffany box, no jewelry, just good sushi and pleasant conversation. Thank you for tonight, Tom said as we drove home. I love you. I love you too, I replied automatically, but doubt was eating at me. Where was the jewelry? The next morning, February 15th, Tom left for work. I immediately grabbed our credit card statement again. Tiffany and Company, $5,247.89. It was real, not a mistake. I called Tiffany. My hands shook as I dialed. Tiffany and Company, Austin, how may I help you? A cheerful female voice answered. Hi, I said, trying to sound casual. My husband made a purchase at your store recently, and I'm calling about insurance documentation. Could you tell me what item was purchased on February 8th? The charge is $5,247.89. Of course. Let me pull that up. May I have the name on the purchase? Thomas Anderson. Typing sounds. Then, yes, here it is. A platinum tennis bracelet with diamond accents. Beautiful piece. The engraving was completed the same day. My stomach dropped. Engraving? Yes. It says, "To my one and only Christine, forever T." The world stopped spinning. Christine, not Nicole. Christine. Ma'am, are you still there? Yes, I whispered. Thank you for your help. I hung up. I sat on the kitchen floor and stared at nothing for what might have been hours. Tom had spent $5,000 on a bracelet for someone named Christine, with an engraving calling her his one and only. Who the hell was Christine? I grabbed my laptop and opened Facebook. I searched through Tom's friends list. There were 3 Christines. Christine Davis, his cousin, definitely not her. Christine Wu, his college friend who was happily married with kids. Unlikely. Christine Parker. I clicked on her profile. Public settings, photos everywhere. She was beautiful. Late 20s, long dark hair, perfect smile. Her profile said she worked at Tom's company. She was in the marketing department. She was his coworker. I scrolled through her photos. And there, from 2 months ago, a company party photo. Tom was in the background, and Christine was looking at him with an expression I recognized. The same expression I used to have when I looked at Tom. I dove deeper, checked Tom's Instagram. He barely posted, but he followed Christine. I clicked on his following list, then checked what posts he'd liked recently. He'd liked 17 of Christine's photos in the past month. Photos of her at the gym, photos of her at brunch, photos of her in dresses, at the beach, at concerts. My husband was liking another woman's photos like a teenage boy with a crush. I needed more proof. I needed to be absolutely sure before I confronted him. I called in sick to work. I'd never done that before, unless I was actually sick. But I couldn't teach 9-year-olds while my world was crumbling. I checked our phone records online. Our cell plan was in my name, so I had access to everything. Tom's text message log was extensive. Most numbers I recognized. His parents, his brother, colleagues, friends. But one number appeared constantly. Multiple texts per day. Every day, for the past 4 months. I cross-referenced the number with Christine's Facebook profile information. It matched. They'd been texting constantly since October. I checked call logs. They'd spoken on the phone 37 times in January alone. Calls lasting 20 minutes, 40 minutes, once over an hour. When had Tom ever talked to me for over an hour on the phone? On February 16th, the day after Valentine's Day, Christine was having doubts. She sat in her apartment, wearing the bracelet, scrolling through Tom's Facebook profile. His relationship status still said married to Nicole Anderson. His profile picture was still a photo from their wedding 5 years ago. Christine clicked on Nicole's profile. It was mostly private, but she could see the profile picture. Nicole in her classroom, surrounded by smiling kids, looking genuinely happy. Christine felt a pang of something. Guilt? Jealousy? She wasn't sure. She texted Tom. "When are you changing your relationship status?" Tom didn't respond for 3 hours. When he finally did, "Soon. I told you I need to tell Nicole first. These things take time." Christine. "It's been 4 months, Tom. How much more time do you need?" Tom. "Baby, please, trust me. I'm working on it." But Christine was starting to wonder if Tom would ever leave his wife, or if she was just the other woman, a secret he'd keep indefinitely. She looked at the bracelet on her wrist. Beautiful, expensive. But suddenly, it felt like a bribe. A promise he might never keep. I needed more. I felt like a detective, but I couldn't stop. Every piece of evidence was another knife in my heart, but I had to know the full truth. I remembered Tom's laptop. He usually took it to work, but today was Saturday. It was in his home office. I'd never snooped before, never felt the need to. But now, I opened his laptop. No password. He'd always trusted me not to look. The irony wasn't lost on me. I opened his email. His work email auto-synced to the laptop. I typed Christine in the search bar. 247 emails popped up. I clicked on the most recent one, sent yesterday, February 14th, 9:47 p.m. After we got home from our Valentine's dinner. Subject line: Tonight was perfect. I opened it. Christine, tonight was everything I dreamed of. Seeing you in that dress, watching you open my gift, the way your eyes lit up when you saw the bracelet. I've never felt this way before. What we have is real. I know the situation is complicated, but I promise you, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to leave Nicole. I just need more time to figure out how to tell her. She doesn't deserve to be hurt, but I can't keep living a lie. I love you. Only you. Forever yours, Tom. I read it 3 times. He was going to leave me. He'd already decided. He just hadn't told me yet. I was living with a stranger who was planning his exit while I made him Belgian waffles and told him I loved him. I scrolled through more emails. They'd been having an affair since October, 4 months. It started at a company retreat in San Antonio. They'd shared a hotel floor, ended up at the hotel bar together. One thing led to another. The emails were detailed. Too detailed. They talked about meeting at hotels during lunch breaks, about the time they'd almost been caught in a conference room, about their plans for a future together, a future that didn't include me. One email from November caught my attention. From Christine to Tom. I feel bad about Nicole sometimes. Does she suspect anything? Tom's response: No. Nicole trusts me completely. She'd never think I'd cheat. That's one of the things I used to love about her, her innocence. But now it just feels naive. Reading that felt like being stabbed. He was mocking me for trusting him. Another email from January. Christine: What if she finds out before you tell her? Tom: She won't. Nicole isn't the detective type. She's too busy with her students and lesson plans. She doesn't pay attention to details. Wrong, Tom. I pay attention to everything. I spent the rest of Saturday planning. I wasn't going to just confront Tom. I was going to destroy him. First, I called my friend Maya. Maya was a private investigator. We'd met at a teacher training conference years ago. She'd been presenting on online safety for kids. Her work fascinated me, and we'd stayed in touch. Maya, I need your help, I said when she answered. Nicole, what's wrong? I told her everything, the bracelet, the emails. Christine: Oh, honey, Maya said sympathetically. I'm so sorry, but yes, I can help you. I can get concrete evidence that'll hold up in court. Photos, video, timestamps, location data. Everything you need for the divorce. How much will it cost? For you, nothing. This one's personal. Cheating husbands are my specialty. Maya started surveillance on Monday. She followed Tom during his lunch breaks, after work, on his client dinners. By Wednesday, she had everything. Photos of Tom and Christine at restaurants. Video of them kissing in the parking garage at work. Footage of them entering the Four Seasons together. Not just on Valentine's Day, but multiple times over the past 3 months. He's been spending at least $2,000 a month on her, Maya reported. Hotels, dinners, gifts, flowers, all on your joint credit card and his business account. His business account? I asked. Yeah, he's been expensing some of it as client entertainment. That's fraud. You could report him to his company. A plan formed in my mind. Tom thought he was so clever. On February 20th, he had lunch with Christine at a small Italian restaurant outside of town. Far enough that he thought they wouldn't be spotted. I'm thinking March, he told Christine over pasta. I'll tell Nicole in March. Spring feels like a fresh start, you know? Christine played with the bracelet on her wrist. Tom, you've been saying next month for 3 months now. I know, baby, I know. But this time I mean it. I've been talking to a lawyer quietly, getting my ducks in a row. That was a lie. Tom hadn't talked to any lawyer. What will you tell her? Christine asked. The truth. That we grew apart. That I'm not happy anymore. That I've met someone else. Will you tell her it's me? Tom hesitated. Eventually, but maybe not right away. Let her process the divorce first. Christine didn't like that answer, but she nodded. Okay. What neither of them knew was that Maya was sitting 3 tables away, camera hidden in her purse, recording everything. On February 22nd, I was ready. I had copies of all the evidence, the emails, the text, the photos, the videos, the credit card statements. I also had a lawyer, Margaret Fletcher, the best divorce attorney in Austin. She'd looked at my evidence and smiled. "Nicole, this is a slam dunk," she said. "Adultery, misuse of marital funds, fraud. We're going to take him to the cleaners." "Good," I said. "That's exactly what I want." That evening, Tom came home from work at his usual time, 6:30 p.m. "Hey, babe," he called out, walking into the kitchen where I was sitting at the table. The dining table was covered with printed documents, emails, photos, credit card statements. Tom froze when he saw what I was looking at. "Nicole!" "Sit down, Tom. Let me explain." "Sit down." He sat, face pale. I slid a photo across the table. Tom and Christine kissing in a parking garage. "Is this Christine Parker from your office?" I asked calmly. Tom couldn't speak. I slid another photo. Tom and Christine entering the Four Seasons. Timestamp, February 14th, 2:17 p.m. "Is this where you were during our Valentine's Day?" I continued. Still silence. I slid the printed email. The one where Tom said he'd never felt this way before. Where he called Christine his only one. "Is this how you really feel?" I asked. Tom's eyes filled with tears. "Nicole, I'm so sorry." "How long?" 4 months, he whispered. "October, the San Antonio conference." He nodded, stunned that I knew the exact starting point. "Did you sleep with her in San Antonio, or did you wait until you got back to Austin?" "Nicole, answer the question." "San Antonio," he admitted. "The first night." I nodded slowly. "And since then, you've been meeting her at hotels, taking her to dinners, buying her expensive gifts, all with our money." "I was going to tell you." "When?" I demanded. "You've been saying next month to her since November. When exactly were you going to tell me, Tom? After you drained our savings? After she got pregnant? When?" "I don't know," he said miserably. "I was scared." "You were scared?" I laughed bitterly. "You were scared? You've been having an affair for 4 months, spending thousands of dollars on another woman, planning your exit strategy, and you were scared?" I stood up and walked to the kitchen counter. I picked up a small jewelry box that had been sitting there. I threw it at him. It hit his chest and fell to the table. "Open it," I said. Tom opened the box with shaking hands. Inside was a cheap fake version of the Tiffany bracelet. I'd bought it online for $30. "That's what you're worth to me now," I said. $30 of fake jewelry, because everything about you is fake. "I'm filing for divorce," I continued. "Margaret Fletcher is my lawyer. You'll be served papers tomorrow at your office, in front of everyone." Tom's face went white. "Nicole, please, we can work this out." "No, we can't. I don't work things out with liars and cheaters." "What about our marriage? 10 years together?" "You threw that away when you put your dick in someone else," I snapped. "Don't you dare try to make me feel guilty for ending what you already destroyed." My phone rang. It was Maya. "Nicole," Maya said when I answered on speaker. "I'm at Tom's office building. You wanted me to tell you when she arrived?" "She's there?" I asked, looking at Tom. Tom's confusion was obvious. "Who's there?" he asked. "Christine," I said. "Maya's about to have a conversation with her." "What?" "No, Nicole, leave her out of this." "Leave her out?" I laughed. "Tom, she's not some innocent bystander. She knew you were married. She actively participated in destroying our marriage. She's very much in this." Maya approached Christine in the parking garage as Christine was leaving work. "Christine Parker?" Maya asked, showing her PI license. Christine's face went pale. "Who are you?" "I'm a private investigator hired by Nicole Anderson, Tom's wife." "I don't know what you're talking about." "Don't lie," Maya said firmly. "I have photos of you and Tom together. Multiple locations, multiple dates, including Valentine's Day at the Four Seasons." Christine's hands shook. "Why are you telling me this?" "Because Nicole wants you to know that she knows, and because your company's HR department is going to receive a full report of your affair with your superior, with evidence." "You can't do that," Christine said desperately. "Actually, I can. It's all public record once the divorce proceedings start, and Nicole's lawyer is very thorough." Maya handed Christine an envelope. "These are copies of the evidence. Consider it a courtesy warning. You might want to start looking for a new job." Christine opened the envelope with shaking hands. Photos of her and Tom. Emails, the hotel records. "This will ruin my career," Christine whispered. "Yes," Maya said simply. "It will. You chose to have an affair with a married man. These are the consequences." Christine started crying. "I thought he was going to leave her. He promised." "They always promise that," Maya said, "and they rarely follow through. You were the other woman, Christine. You were never going to be the wife." Tom was panicking now. Nicole, please don't do this to Christine. She didn't know what she was getting into. She's 28 years old, I interrupted. She's not a child. She made a choice. And now she gets to live with the consequences. Her career will be destroyed. Good, I said coldly. Maybe she'll think twice before sleeping with someone else's husband next time. Tom stood up, running his hands through his hair. Nicole, I love you. I made a terrible mistake, but I love you. Can't we try counseling? Can't we try to save this? Do you actually love me, Tom? Or are you just scared of losing half your assets? He didn't answer. That's what I thought, I said. You love your comfortable life. You love having a wife at home who cooks for you and does your laundry and trusts you completely, while also having a hot girlfriend who makes you feel young and exciting. You love having your cake and eating it too. That's not fair. What's not fair is that I wasted 10 years of my life on someone who valued me so little that he could look me in the eye every day while fucking someone else. The doorbell rang. Tom looked at me confused. I walked to the door and opened it. Maya stood there, along with 2 other people, Tom's boss, Robert, and the HR director from Tom's company, Susan. Tom's face went white as they entered. What is this? Tom stammered. Robert looked grim. Tom, we need to talk about some expense reports. Susan opened a folder. We've been informed that you've been submitting false expense reports for the past 4 months. Restaurants, hotels, gifts, all marked as client entertainment. But we have evidence that these expenses were actually for a personal relationship with Christine Parker, an employee in your department. Tom couldn't speak. That's fraud, Tom, Robert said. That's grounds for immediate termination. Wait, Tom started. And, Susan continued, you've been having an inappropriate relationship with a subordinate without disclosing it to HR. That violates our company policy. You can resign, Robert said, or we can fire you. Your choice. But either way, you're done at this company. Tom looked at me, betrayal in his eyes. You did this. Yes, I said. I did. You destroyed our marriage. I destroyed your career. Fair trade. Robert and Susan left, taking Tom's company laptop and access badge with them. Tom stood in our kitchen, jobless, his affair exposed, his marriage over. Nicole, he said desperately, please, I'll do anything. I'll end things with Christine. I'll go to therapy. I'll get out of my house, I said quietly. This is my house too? Actually, it's not. I checked with Margaret. Since the down payment came from my parents, and the deed is in my name alone, you have no legal claim to it, so get out. Where am I supposed to go? I don't care. Call Christine. Oh wait, she probably won't answer, because Maya told her that this was all about to blow up. Tom grabbed his keys and his wallet. At the door, he turned back. I did love you, Nicole. Once. And I loved you, I replied. But love without respect is worthless, and you never respected me. He left. I locked the door behind him and finally let myself cry. The divorce took 4 months. Tom fought me on everything, but Margaret was ruthless. I got the house, 70% of the savings, half of his 401k, 3 years of alimony. Tom was unemployed for 2 months before finding a new job at a smaller company for significantly less pay. Christine was fired a week after everything came out. The company couldn't keep her after the affair became public knowledge. Last I heard, she moved to Dallas to start over. Tom and Christine tried to stay together for about 3 months, but their relationship couldn't survive the pressure. The secret romance that seemed so exciting fell apart in the harsh light of reality. They broke up in May. Tom sent me an email. You were right about everything. Christine wasn't who I thought she was. I made the biggest mistake of my life. I deleted it without responding. As for me, I'm still teaching, still loving my job. I bought new furniture for the house, painted the walls, made it fully mine. I started dating again, slowly, carefully. His name is David. He's a librarian at the public library. He's kind, steady, honest. Nothing like Tom. He knows my whole story. On our 3rd date, I told him everything. I wanted him to understand why I might have trust issues. David listened quietly, then said, "That says everything about Tom and nothing about you. Thank you for trusting me with your story." That's when I knew he was different. If you're watching this and something doesn't add up in your relationship, if there's a missing gift, unexplained charges, constant texting with a coworker, trust your instincts. Don't ignore the red flags. Don't make excuses. And definitely don't assume the best when the evidence points to the worst. I ignored warning signs for months because I didn't want to believe my husband could betray me. But he did. And here's the truth. Every lie deserves a fair punishment. Every betrayal deserves consequences, not revenge, but justice. Tom thought he could have it all, a stable home life and an exciting affair. He thought I'd never find out. Or if I did, he thought I'd forgive him. He was wrong on both counts. This is Nicole Anderson, reminding you that you deserve honesty, respect, and real love, not lies hidden behind gas station flowers. Please subscribe to hear more stories about betrayal, karma, and justice, because lies always come to light. Always. And when they do, the truth will set you free. Please subscribe to hear more stories about betrayal, karma, and justice, because every lie eventually comes to light. And when it does, the truth sets you free, even if the journey is painful. Remember, lies always deserve their fair punishment. Always. And liars always get what they deserve in the end.